To Shane Company for the largest selection of classic gifts from hundreds of dollars to thousands. Unique fine jewelry made with natural diamonds, rubies, and sapphires selected for their beauty. We have the highest standards for quality and craftsmanship. Whether it's your first holiday together or you've shared a lifetime of love, your gift will be truly special. Visit our store or check out our online gift guide for memorable holiday gifts that'll be treasured for a lifetime. Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Your home for Titans and Vols football. 104.5 The Zone.
It's time for the Tennessee Tailgate Show with Will Boling and Ron Slay on Nashville's home for Vols football. 104.5 The Zone.
Bye week in the rearview mirror, and now a trip to Kroger Field awaits for the Tennessee Volunteers. Welcome to the Tennessee Tailgate Show alongside Ron Slay. I'm Will Boling. The Vols, a favorite against the 18th ranked Cats. And now, as Ron Slay says, Kentucky awaits for the Volunteers. Slay, great to see you. How are you, buddy?
Man, hey, Will, it is great to be a Tennessee Vol. I said it's great to be a Tennessee Vol. That's how I'm feeling today, Will. And I'm bringing it all day long. I told everybody, I'm not turning this energy off until about 9:30 to 10 o'clock tonight. So deal with it. And if you got a problem, we'll give them the number because I want to hear from you.
615-737-1045 is the phone number to call in. Talk either Ron Slay off the ledge and why Tennessee is not going to win tonight, or you can feed the hype that is in this studio today until 4:30 when Vol Network coverage takes over. Tennessee and Kentucky coming up right here tonight on 104.5 The Zone. Kickoff at 6, Vol Network coverage at 4:30, and you can join us in the meantime. 615-737-1045. Slay, there's never been a better chance for Tennessee to pick up their first ranked win under Josh Heupel than there is tonight.
Ooh, yes, indeed, man. And the funny thing about this, Will, man, it all changed because we were the underdog walking into this on Monday.
That's right.
I believe the line maybe even Sunday night came out at 4 or 5. Then on Monday moved to 3. Then by midweek it was down to 1. Then it went back and forth. Now we walking into it, and now they picking us to win. I wonder why. Maybe, Will, because sometimes you got to walk in the room and you put a feather in your cap. And this is that opportunity for Heupel. He got a healthy bunch coming off a bye week.
He does.
Kentucky's just been playing and playing and playing. Similar to Ole Miss. Like they had no bye week. They just playing and playing and playing and limping through. And guess what? When you see a kitty cat limping in the alley, you don't tell Smokey to sit. You tell him to get him, Smokey. And that's what we going to do. That's why Heupel going to go get this victory, baby.
It is a big opportunity today for Tennessee, and you've got plenty of opportunities to call in and talk with us about how you feel about Tennessee and Kentucky. 615-737-1045 is the phone number if you would like to join us here until 4:30 on 104.5 The Zone. Zone TV is where you can interact with the show. That is on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. You can watch us on Twitter Live if you're joining us right there. Can't chat with us with the changes they've made to Twitter Live, but go ahead and hop on that YouTube chat that's always bumping here on 104.5 The Zone and join us. And give your thoughts on this game. Slay mentioned it. Tennessee is healthy. Over the course of the show today, we'll get you up-to-the-minute injury reports, keep you updated on who is or who is not playing for Tennessee this afternoon in Lexington. We'll give you some of the history of this matchup because Kentucky does not beat Tennessee, and they definitely don't beat them 2 years in a row. And we're going to dive into Kentucky's loss to Mississippi State last week, a horrible performance for Will Levis and the Kentucky Wildcats. It's a classic Mark Stoops team. They run the football. They block very well. But they are a terrific matchup for this Tennessee team. We'll tell you why Tennessee matches up so well with who Ron Slay calls as the Kitty Cats.
Yes.
As the show goes on today. But Slay, this feels to me a little bit like the way we felt going into Tennessee, Missouri.
Yeah.
Tennessee started the week of Missouri as what, about a 5 or 6 point underdog.
Yes.
the line moved down to Tennessee being a field goal underdog against Missouri, and the rest is history. Right. Tennessee is still running for touchdowns in Columbia, Missouri, and they got their most lopsided win of the season against that Missouri team. This one, to me, may have a similar feel. The only difference is it's a night game and not a noon game.
That's true. And then, you know what? It's a little bit more of a rivalry involved in this.
Sure.
Even though, I mean, you know, the wins and the losses kind of tips the scale in favor for us. But when it comes to it, man, you talk about the present moment. And right now, today, it's going to be a war. And, you know, I think it's expected from Kentucky, and I think they expect that from Tennessee. But the difference is we're coming off a bye and haven't been healthy all year. And we're coming into this healthier than we've been all year. Kentucky, you can't say the same for. You know, and looking at that, as a Vol fan, I would love for them to take advantage of that. Come out the gates, and I mean swing. We ain't got to go for no knockout blow or nothing. I mean swing to the body, Will, because that's going to take out more funk from them than anything. So you hit them in the body, Rodriguez can't hold on to the ball. Levis, is that, am I saying his name right?
Will Levis.
Will Levis, he's throwing picks. Like, you said it, man. Like, these guys are prone to turnovers. I mean, it's just a part of it.
And they're prone to falling apart after they've beaten Tennessee.
Right.
Hasn't happened since the 1970s.
Oh, so I'll say, see.
That Kentucky has beaten Tennessee twice in a row.
I see. You just dug in the crate for that one. Like, yeah, see, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm here for all that. So, hey, man, look, you saw it, man. You did a playoff game last night in high school.
That's right.
That same atmosphere is going to be up there in Knoxville. At this point in the season, I mean, in Lexington, at this point in the season, this is what it's about. Who wants it the more? You're trying to get style points. You're trying to battle so you can get into a bowl game. There's Tennessee walking into this, and none of this was pictured for the fans or anything. We just wanted competitive play and style. Mm-hmm. That's it, and some excitement to go with it.
Right.
Man, we got all that, and now we have the opportunity for more. I just gave myself chills, man. Whoa! Set my mic off. I don't want no mic. I don't want no mic. Let's go, man.
615-737-1045. Make your prediction for Tennessee and Kentucky. Lines are going to be loaded. Mm-hmm. So get in now while you can on the conversation. 615-737-1045 to talk with myself and Ron Slay about how Tennessee and Kentucky goes here tonight. SEC football has been played for a long time. Yeah. But over that span, no quarterback has had a more efficient night than Will Rogers did against this Kentucky defense last week. One touchdown doesn't really impress you that much, but 36 of 39 passing for 344 yards for Mississippi State's quarterback against this Kentucky team in Starkville last week. More than enough for Mississippi State to get the job done. No quarterback with a minimum of 30 attempts has had a better completion percentage than Will Rogers against Kentucky last week. Slay, what I saw last week in this Kentucky defense was a unit that is really going to struggle stopping high-tempo, efficient quarterback play. And those are the two things that Tennessee does, maybe as well as it does anything else going forward into this game.
Yeah, and you're looking at that. Mike Leach, Mississippi State, that's not what was planned on. We didn't plan on that to happen. 36. Look, Will, me and you can go outside right now.
36 of 39.
Literally, we can go outside right now with a ball, and you stand on one side of the parking lot, I stand on the other. I guarantee out of 39, we're not going to catch everyone.
Probably not.
I mean,
I don't have a great arm.
Dude, I mean, and we know Kentucky, like, they pride themselves on the defense. The defense is what gets them through games, that and the running game.
Right.
Now, I mean, if the air raid was able to do that, I don't know if they call lightning in the bottle, but I do know one thing. The UT Vols have been doing this all season, regardless if it's Alabama, regardless if it's Ole Miss, regardless if it's Florida early in the season when they're healthy, Pittsburgh, who was solid, Bowling Green, who had a pretty solid defense. But the scheme from Heupel, you think that air raid is something.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't even about options. I'm going to tell you exactly who's going to be open in Josh Heupel's offense looking at these route trees, and that's who Hendon Hooker is going to hit. And we ain't even spoke about him, the confidence. Like, we saw what Will Rogers did.
No, you're right.
He's nowhere as near savvy, and I'm saying this kind. He's not as savvy as Hendon Hooker. He hasn't been through what Hendon Hooker has been. Hendon Hooker is a veteran.
Yeah,
he's gotten more comfortable with this offense, and his confidence not only is boosted within himself, but the players. We saw it in the Florida game. They run routes different. They block different for Hooker when he's back there because they trust him. They expect him to take care of the ball, and I think the same thing for the coaching staff, man. They don't expect him to make mistakes, and so far, he hasn't proven them wrong since he started one interception, Will. I mean, we came into the Florida game, both of us were leery of him being back there and taking care of the ball. It's not what we got today.
Well, and that is a weakness for Kentucky defensively. Interceptions are a really big problem for Kentucky on the offensive side of the football. Mm-hmm. But, Slay, they're also a problem on defense.
Right.
Kentucky is last in the SEC. Their defense has only made 3 interceptions this season. That's it.
Right.
Hendon Hooker does not have to worry as much about this defense, even as much as he did against South Carolina. I mean, heck, Vanderbilt has picked off 11 passes this season to lead the SEC. Yeah. Kentucky has 3. Yeah. Tennessee defensively, 8th in the SEC, right in the middle, intercepting 8 passes. But we talk a lot about the Will Levis interception problems that we're going to get into as the show goes on today as well. But this Kentucky defense is not going to be able to exploit Tennessee's weaknesses as much as others have that they've already seen. Slay, this defense didn't sack the quarterback one time last week against Mississippi State.
Right.
And they don't pick the football off. I struggle to see what this Kentucky defense does really well.
Hey, man.
It's like you're taking a deep breath to just know that a blowout is very possible tonight. I just see you envisioning all the chaos that you will create tonight if Tennessee blows out Kentucky on the road.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to the nearest PetSmart or pet store, man, and I'm going to give me a kiddie bowl, man. Because, listen, they're going to be limping, and I'm here for you.
I wasn't sure where that was going.
Yeah, I'm here for you. I know you need a hug, you know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to come back. We're going to nurture you back to health. But right now, when it starts, man, we're going to stomp on you. I'm going to be real. And listen, Kentucky got guys. They got guys that can make plays.
Yeah, they do.
They do. But right now, at this point, see, a lot of it is not about who you are right, you know, throughout the entire season, who you are on paper.
Sure.
It's who you are when you come into the game that day. Like, we're fortunate we were able to talk to Dawn, who's doing this game on ESPN2.
Yeah.
She said she was at the Kentucky practice. Very spirited practice. They believe in what can go on. Saw how hyped they are. They need this game more so than ever, but they are banged up.
Yeah, they are.
She didn't leave that part out. Then she also went to Tennessee's practice.
Mm-hmm.
They seem cool. They seem calm. They seem ready for the moment. They know the energy. It's like they know exactly what they have to go and do. That's a scary team. They call that a calm before the storm.
Yeah. That's
exactly what they call it. So the storm's already happening in Lexington. Here comes the calm. It arrives, and, hey, look out, Lord. Look out, Lord, people. I'm telling you, you're going to need help, man. I'm telling y'all, you're going to need help.
It's cool and collected as Lamonte Turner before he attempts a 3 against Kentucky.
Come on, man.
Now I'm speaking your language.
Come on, man. Now you're talking to me, Will. And they, listen, I think if you look at it and you cast a net over the entire fan base, and I'm not talking about just our fan base. I'm talking about the SEC fan base.
Yeah.
They don't expect this to be a walk away for a top 25 team.
Okay.
Or a team that is not ranked, was picked to finish second to last in the SECs.
Yeah.
I think if you do that again, you cast that net and tell everybody to vote again.
Yeah.
I think that come out a little different.
I think it would come out very differently. And Kentucky still has a chance to go 10-2, but
man.
I mean, they're still doing parades in the streets for 9-3, even if they lose this game tonight.
Yeah, and hey, listen, it's no fault to them.
Right.
It's just about where we are too, because it's 2 teams that got to play in this game. We see where you are. We see what happened last week. Now that ain't good. That ain't good. Even though y'all had a bye between a game of a loss.
Yeah.
Y'all still coming in this one, man. And I can't to hear these kids, to hear these young men talk about Rodney Gardner and what he's done for them. Bumpers, Butler, Young, Barron, supposed to get Elijah Simmons back this week. Like, we haven't seen all of them on the field because remember early in the season they made Byron Young sit out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hey man, when I say excited, I might be a little bit more than that. I might be a little bit more than just that because I know what the possibilities are, and they know it. And they're not even talking. We ain't heard Hypo say one thing, man.
That's right.
We ain't heard him say one thing, man. They doing it all with the play on the field. And that's what I love. That's why I get to sit up here and talk crazy, Will. Because they ain't going to do it.
You sure do. And fans listening around Middle Tennessee, you get that opportunity as well at 615-737-1045. Let's go to our first call today.
Come on, man, talk to us.
First call. Mike in Nashville leads us off with a score prediction for Tennessee and Kentucky tonight. Mike, welcome in. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, fellas. A quick basketball note to Ron. Ron, I'm a retired high school basketball coach, and when you were playing, I used you as an example in watching y'all. I thought you had the best post defense of not fouling a guy and building a wall that he couldn't score on. I thought you were the best I've ever seen.
I appreciate that.
I love it.
And guess what? I prided myself in that because if you notice as a youngster watching guys, that athleticism ain't always going to be there.
Right.
And you're more likely to get a foul. But to make a person shoot over you and don't give them an angle, because that's what I wanted on offense was an angle. Hey, man, Coach, I appreciate you pointing that out, man.
And I know a lot of coaches appreciate it. Probably fans didn't see it like I did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was unbelievable. It's the best I've seen, and I've been doing this for a long time. But anyway, 42-21 Tennessee. I'll let y'all go. Go Vols.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Great call to lead us off.
42-21. I
You
like
can
it.
join us here as well at 615-737-1045. Slay, the bet that I'm making for this game, I'll go ahead and give this away now.
Talk to me.
Tennessee's team total in this game,
Yeah.
take a guess what it is.
35.
28.5.
Really?
Tennessee's team total for this game, when I woke up this morning on FanDuel Sportsbook, was 28.5.
So, I mean, Will, what
Over nation right there.
What makes you think they would set it there, though? Because they're playing on the road. It's going to be cold. Like, what would give them that idea?
I honestly don't know.
I don't either.
I really don't. I don't know what this Kentucky defense does well.
Right.
They did not stop the pass very well. They were really bad in the red zone. Mississippi State had 4 trips. They scored 5. They had 5 trips. They scored 4 times last week in Starkville. Tennessee is rested, and reports are that Tennessee is the healthiest that it's been since they played Bowling Green.
Right.
When you talk about how this offensive line has had to mix and mash what it has had all up front, this is the first time, Slay, that Cooper and Cade Mays have been able to practice together since week 1.
Wow.
This is the second time in a game week that Cooper and Cade Mays have been able to practice. They've practiced this week. Tyon Evans is healthier as well. Tennessee's got to run the ball really well. This Kentucky defense, if you're picking one thing they're good at, I guess it's their run defense. They allow just over 100 yards per game. But Cooper and Cade Mays both being healthy and Tyon Evans being healthier. We've seen Jabari Small put this offense on his back over the past few weeks in some losing efforts. Tennessee becomes a different offense, I think, with a healthy center, a healthy right tackle, and 2 healthy running backs.
Yeah, huge difference. Huge difference. And you look at it, Tyon guys didn't force it the week before against Alabama. Like, you had some guys sit out to get healthy, and not necessarily to overlook that game or concede it, because Hooker could have sat out and he ended up playing. Tyon Evans played, but only had 7 attempts that game. So Jabari Small played 7 attempts, but you look around, Javonte Payton's touchdown. Tillman's coming into his own. He could only get better. Touchdown, 7 catches for 152. Velus Jones, in every facet of the game that he's in, was getting busy. So that's a scary formula, man, moving forward, man.
Yeah.
These guys, because I will say this, and as much as I love Jabari Small and the effort that he gives, there's something different about Tyon Evans when he's back there. Like, his legs churn a little bit different when he's in the pile. When he get a 3-yard run turns into a 4.5, 5-yard run every time with him. 1 or 2 tackles, not going to bring them down. It's going to be so serious. And then we had people on my Instagram, because I'm live right now, they said, man, we're in Kentucky right now, and orange is all I see. And that's what I'm talking.
That is what we love to hear right there.
You take it on the road.
That is what we love to hear.
Savagery is in the building in the chat. You take it on the road. So, listen, people, if you out there and you listening, man, tell a friend, tell a cousin, tell a buddy, tell a wife, tell a husband. Call in, because we want to know what the atmosphere is like up in Kentucky, too. And listen, Kentucky fans, y'all feel free. You know what? you know what? I'm gonna preface that because that ain't right. Kentucky fans, because y'all are like y'all do y'all thing, and I'm not talking about y'all in the way. So Kentucky fans, y'all call in and tell us exactly what's going on up there. Also, now back to it. Kentucky, y'all going down. You know what I mean? So y'all better get the energy ready right now, because hey, we on the prowl, and it ain't just me. It's Smokey too.
You know who else we got in the chat right now?
Who?
Our guy Ramon Foster hanging out on YouTube right now.
Savagery!
He says, come on now, let's go, with about 7 orange emojis.
Yeah.
Follows up with walk in your trap, take over your trap. Ramon Foster feeling good today. I had a buddy, so I was at the game 2 years ago, Slay.
Yeah.
The goal line stand by Daniel Batuli in the Tennessee defense in the same end zone where they stopped Andre Woodson on a 2-point conversion in 2007 to win the SEC East, a game I was also at. Yeah, I was there. Okay. Shout out Ramon Foster. Yep. My dad, after that game, by the way, just sidebar, leaving that game, calls, I think my brother or someone in my family, and said, "Can y'all reserve me a room at Fort Sanders Hospital? I can't take that. I can't take the ending to that game." Hey, but
cardiac arrest.
Anyway, so I'm at this game 2 years ago, and my buddy walks out. My buddy's a bit louder, a bit more boisterous, a little bit like you after a Tennessee win.
Yeah.
And I think the words that triggered the Kentucky fans around us were "just like basketball." Was the first thing that he said, and then he followed that up with, I was on the phone with somebody. He just starts yelling, "We own you! Ooh. We own you!" And I was like, all right, I got to hang up the phone. I got to go make sure my buddy gets back in the car. He's my ride home. But look, this is the thing that Tennessee fans have been able to rely on for my entire life. There's not a lot of constants. There's not a lot of things that Tennessee fans can stay true in and know is going to be the case every year. Mm-hmm. But Tennessee fans can make the trip north to Lexington,
right,
knowing they're probably going to go see a win more often than not. It's the way it's been both of our entire lives, not just my entire life. See, I can say a lot of things and say, "Oh, that's been the case my whole life," and that doesn't really say much. That's been the case for both of our entire lives.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's a fact, man. We got a couple of people chiming in on Instagram, and I saw Andre Lott popped up. That was a guy, man, a starting corner, All-American corner at the University of Tennessee. And I can tell you this for sure. They would tell me, man, make sure you keep it on ice because we're on the way back with a victory every single time. So that would trickle down, man. Listen, it's in the fabric. Now, and I will say, Kentucky, y'all have done a terrific job over the years, the last two particularly. That's good, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because ain't no need digging back, because if we dug back, it'd be 36 of the last 39. And who wants to talk about that? That's not what we're here for. But we're here to talk about what's in the moment. Stoop's done a terrific job.
It has.
As recruiting. But like you said, at the end of the season, somehow it always kind of tails off a little bit.
It does.
You know, and I think this is, in the last, I say decade, and I'm talking overall season, this is probably the first time out of one season with Butch Jones going towards the end of the season, like, we're still trending up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times it was a roller coaster, people being hurt, you ain't know what the mixture in the locker room was like. But, man, this is a tad bit different here, man. Overall season, especially since Dobbs has been gone. So
615-737-1045 if you want to join us. So we come back, we will take a look at what Kentucky did and really didn't do against Mississippi State last week. We will dive into Kentucky's last performance on the road in Starkville. We've got another hour plus left here on 104.5 The Zone. Join us on the phone lines. Make your prediction for Tennessee and Kentucky. 615-737-1045. 737-1045 is the Tennessee Tailgate Show on 104.5 The Zone.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day.
fall booze options, and all-you-can-eat Low Country Boil every Saturday. Come join the fun at Scoreboard, and we're always hiring fun people at all positions.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay. Weekdays starting at 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Six 615-737-1045 is how you join the Tennessee Tailgate Show. It's 104.5 The Zone, and it's with you for the next hour until Vol Network coverage takes over. It's the Vols and Wildcats tonight in Lexington. Alongside Ron Slay, I'm Will Boling. Grateful to have you with us wherever you're listening around the mid-state and beyond. 615-737-1045 is the number to call to give your prediction for Tennessee and Kentucky tonight, because the Vols don't lose 2 in a row.
No.
To the Kentucky Wildcats. Let's go back to the phone lines. Connor is in Nashville to talk about this game. Connor, what's going on, my friend?
What up? Talk to us, baby.
Doing good. How y'all doing?
Doing fantastic.
Well, I wanted to say that I don't feel like I'm not going to take anything away from Kentucky's season so far. Like they're 6-2.
Right.
They got a good record, but what have they really done to achieve that? They almost lose to Chattanooga at home.
Yep.
They struggle with South Carolina, who I think is the worst team in the conference right now.
Mm-hmm.
They struggle to put up points on Missouri, and we've all seen that defense. And their 2 biggest wins are a downtrodden Florida team and an absolutely abysmal LSU. I mean, they got the record, but they don't have the resume. I got the Vols winning this one by 3 touchdowns.
Whoa!
Thank you, Connor.
Connor.
Look, Slay, here's the other thing, too. You look at how Kentucky beat Florida.
Right.
You have a blocked field goal that's returned 78 yards for a touchdown late in that game.
Right.
Then you look at the loss against Mississippi State. They jumped out to a 10-0 lead because of a punt return for a touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah.
So even when Kentucky was on top of Mississippi State, they're not moving the ball very effectively.
Right.
They don't pass the football very well. They're pretty good at running it. They're 104th nationally out of 130 with 189 passing yards per game.
Yeah.
They haven't thrown for 200 yards in a single SEC game this season. They've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat, and then they upset Florida.
Yeah.
That's the story of Kentucky's season.
That is, man. And listen, anybody else in the nation that was – man, I don't want to –
Oh, do it to him.
Okay.
Come on.
Anybody else that has a
Well, we're not holding back on this show. What are we talking about?
Anybody that has a mid-tier conference program would be happy with that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, my
So
God.
everyone in the ACC would be really happy with that.
You get that? Oh, man, Clemson is running with that. North Carolina's running with that. Miami,
Wake Forest.
Florida State, like,
Georgia Tech. Yeah, let's just go ahead and name all of them.
But see, in the SEC, it just means more. That's why that's the slogan. So you look at it and you ask, when a team like Tennessee is walking in there and picked as an underdog, you're like, okay, wait a minute, let me scratch my head. And then you got guys like Connor calling in and trying to figure out, man, who have they beat? And it makes you think about it like, dang, you know what? Who have they beat?
Yeah.
You're kind of right. And the way you're sputtering
there it is.
to beat people.
Golf, too.
Yeah. You're sputtering to the finish line to beat people. That ain't going to hold up, especially against, and this is from the players' mouths themselves. We haven't seen an offense like this since 2016-17 season when Heupel was at Missouri.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even as high octane as this.
That's right.
This right here is different. This is from the Kentucky player's mouth. So when it get like that and you see people falling down with cramps and things, hey, man, be on the lookout, baby.
615-737-1045 if you want to join us. Let's go to Keith in Franklin. Keith, you're on the air.
Keith, talk to us.
Hey, fellas, enjoy your show.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Ron, I've enjoyed hearing you on the Boom Boom Room on AM last couple of years. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that support, brother.
Hey, can you guys name 3 impact players that really going to make a big showing today? I'm thinking Hooker, and I'm really not kind of on the fence on everybody else. I just hope we have a good game and go Vols, and I'll listen to you. Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, Keith.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think Cade Mays is a big difference in this game.
Good question.
Because his absence has certainly been noticed. I think on the defensive side, this is a big game for Matthew Butler.
Yeah.
Kentucky, their offensive line, is third in the SEC in tackles for loss allowed.
Right.
They've only allowed 34 tackles for loss this season. Tennessee, with 70 tackles for loss this season, ranks third in the NCAA and first in the SEC. I think this game is won in the trenches. Whoever wins the battle between Kentucky's offensive line, Tennessee's defensive line is the difference. I think Theo Jackson is the other guy. Will Levis throws a lot of picks. He had 3 interceptions last week against a very average Mississippi State defense.
Yes, sir.
Those are the 3 guys for me who have to have big days because, Slay, I think at this point, you kind of know what you're getting from Hendon Hooker and Jabari Small and Cedric Tillman and Javante Payton.
Ooh, that's a lot of people.
I want to say, I know. I want to see those other 3 guys step up today.
Yeah, okay. And for me, I got to do it as a unit because the offensive line, man, is just different. I got to do it as a unit. So offensive line would be one. I agree with you on Hooker. Just be who you are.
Sure.
When you talk about guys that need to step up and play a little bit different, my guy is going to be Byron Young. I think Byron Young is a guy that's been right there now, getting his feet wet, starting to get the rolling and getting the wind under his wings, if you will. Because you saw in the last game, like he's been at the quarterback, and now he's finally getting to the quarterback. So he's finally figuring out moves that are working. And now he looks like he's riding that bike when he's coming around that tackle now because he's leaning.
Yeah,
he's
is.
coming through that leaning. So you got added pressure from Tyler Barron, pushing him his way. So I expect Byron Young, always Tyler Barron, but Byron Young to come up and play. And my other one, man, is Jeremy Banks, man. I expect him. We know they want to run the ball. We know that the orders would be barked in to a guy like Jeremy Banks, him to get everybody in position, to hold everybody accountable, and then make plays, man.
Yeah.
He's a guy with high energy. Stay away from them bonehead penalties, like tackling somebody out of bounds, like hitting them late, play with a lot of energy, but play within the game, man. And I think the guy like Jeremy Banks, that offensive line, and Byron Young is who I'm going to that's going to be my 3 guys that I need to pick. Step up.
I like it. 615-737-1045 is the phone number if you want to join us. The other key for this game, Kentucky got off to a good start against Mississippi State. They were up 10-0 early and then kind of folded in the second half. That's a good thing for Tennessee because Tennessee has outscored their opponents 124-30 in the first quarter this year.
Have mercy.
The final 45 minutes, not as good. They've been outscored 182-175 after the first quarter this season. This feels like a game, Slay, where if Tennessee can win the first quarter, if they can carry a 21-0, a 21-7 lead, Josh Heupel's formula for winning is a really good formula for winning on the road.
Yeah.
Take the coal mine whistle, take the horse racing fans out of the game in the first quarter, and they're going to start Googling who they play on Tuesday in basketball.
Yeah.
They're going to start reading articles about how they only beat Miles College by 9 last night.
Whoa, it was down.
In an exhibition game
also.
for Kentucky basketball. They're going to see how much money they can blow to see their team lose in the NCAA tournament again this March if you get up 21-0 or 21-7.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this Josh Heupel offense on the road is it takes the crowd out of the game if it does what they've done all season.
You are absolutely correct. And this is a team that we see. Listen, it's not a part of it. Ooh, this is the first game, and we're so excited. Look how fast we started because you go on in the season and you start to see against Missouri. Wait a minute, they start fast again. South Carolina. Wait a minute, they keep starting fast. Alabama. Okay, we know it's not going to happen against Alabama.
Right.
And lo and behold, here they go. Javante Payton touchdown. Like, it's scheme. Okay, we know, like, it just can't keep happening, but it does.
It does.
At this point in the season, we're taking the teams for face value. This is who we thought they were, or who they shown to be. And Heupel is a guy, man, listen, it ain't about how many options you got. We're going to have the option for you. Make sure you pay attention to that because he's going to be wide open. Just make sure you hit him. And then they're going to start fast. You're exactly right, Will. They will jump out the gate. And with them being healthier, I think you're able to, even though it's a fast-paced offense, you take the air out of the ball by being able to run, by being up 20 points. And them fighting to get back in it. Them taking chances on 4th down to go for it. And you getting stops. Like, all of that plays a factor in the game. That defense that's banged up, you telling me they're able to they're able to defend a team that wants to get 4 plays off in a minute.
Yeah.
They're at 3 right now, but they want to get 4 off in a minute. Oh, I tell you, like what's my man? Oh, Nelly.
Nelly.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be serious, man.
Heath Jackson, first down, Tennessee.
There you go. You're going to be hearing that an awful lot now. Awful lot.
615-737-1045. Let's go to Happy on line 3. What's going on, Happy?
Hey, you guys. Love the zone. Love my balls. It's a great day to be a volunteer.
Yes, sir.
And, Ron, I wanted to touch base whenever you get y'all's answer on my statements on my prediction on where's Ryan at? Is Ryan going to wear orange today or is he going to wear blue today?
No. Okay, I'm going to answer that right now. Ryan called in the Buck Rising show from 10 to 1, and he said, man, I made up my mind. I'm going to be wearing orange when I walk out there to the stadium.
Go.
Hell yeah, Ryan. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
No balls.
Yeah.
Hey,
exactly right.
I feel like y'all are feeling on just about everything I'm hearing. It's kind of starting to line up. The only thing I disagree with is not with y'all, but with some of the fans saying it's going to be 55-28 and all. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I'm taking a 10-point lead out of the first quarter. I think we're going to get off to that first early start, and it's going to be they're going to hang with us. It's going to be clinch your jaws time in the third quarter. Alontae Taylor's going to get us some free cookies if they do that on the road. We're going to clinch this thing in the fourth quarter. We're going to walk away out of. I'm going to say 30-17 is what I was guessing earlier by my quarter-by-quarter scores.
I like that. I like that, Happy. That's spot on right there. I see with Happy what he's saying. I like exactly what he's saying. I don't think there's going to be like I do think it's going to be a gap in the game where we're up big. But I expect Kentucky to come out and fight, man.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm going to show them some respect. I'm going to call them Kentucky. I expect them to come out and fight, man. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, it's going to be back to the kitty cats. But, I mean, like, why wouldn't you fight? You already said, Will, they're fighting to get to 10-2. You know what I mean? They're limping into the game. Dawn said how the practice was. It was a spirited practice. You don't get that from anybody that's ready to fold. I don't think this Kentucky team will fold. But at the same time, I just don't think there's nothing you can do about what Josh Heupel bringing.
Thank you for the call, Happy. 615-737-1045 is the phone number. We got loaded phone lines, so get in now while you can. We're with you until 4:30 here in the Tennessee Tailgate Show. Richard is in Clarksville. He's been waiting to make a prediction on this one. Richard, what's going on?
Let's go, baby.
Hey, guys. You know, this top 20, it's kind of like these really nice hotels. They let guys like me come in and walk around the lobby a little bit, but they don't let us stay all night. So it's time for Kentucky to get back to the Motel 6. Everybody knows that come Halloween, Kentucky gets scared of the end zone. They're going to get exposed today, and Tennessee's going to be the exposer. So it's 34-13. So Vols.
Come on,
Thank you, Richard. 34-13.
I like it. And see, that's the thing, man. Listen, we all know, man. Listen, you got people called squatters. You know, you see a home, you go in there and stay for an amount of time, and, you know, the people don't come back and claim it as yours. That's what's happened here. Man, Kentucky, man, we appreciate everything you did, man. Well, come on about this house, man. That's in foreclosure, buddy. Come on about here. We come to own that thing. You know what I mean? It's like Monopoly. We want that. That's Boardwalk. Let us get that. Come on about here.
Basketball season will start officially if Tennessee gets off to another fast start again here tonight at Lexington. Nomar is in Hendersonville to make a prediction on Tennessee and Kentucky. Nomar, how are you?
I know that name.
I'm good, man. A long-time listener of the Zone, first-time caller into the Tennessee Tailgate. And I just got to say, whether it's Kentucky, whether it's Vols by 100, Vols by 10, or Vols by 1,000,000. Savage, they let me on this phone line.
Now, that sounds an awful lot like the guy that was doing color commentary with me last night on high school football. That's crazy.
I love it, Nomar. This is what I need to know.
They let me on this phone line. It's Ramon from Minnesota.
I was about to say, this, for those of y'all who have not yet realized, Ramon Foster joins us. Now, Slay, real quick. This is the second straight week that we have had a VFL call into this show. Unplanned. Joey Kent called in a couple weeks ago before Tennessee, Alabama. Mm-hmm. Now we got Ramon Foster. Are we that good, or like what's going on?
Hey man, I think all I can say, Will, is when the spirit moves you, you just got to move, and I think the spirit moved my brother.
What's up, Ramon?
Man?
That's all I'm saying. I'm moved today, man. I just won a flag football game today. I got 3 of them. Okay. I got 3 of them. You feel me? I got one at 8, and I'll be DVR in the game. So y'all got me hyped. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This scheduling, it kind of ticked me off.
I was about to say.
Games
we're
fall time.
So like fall weddings and flag football are apparently both things that don't need to be scheduled during night games in the fall.
Man, this man got a game for 3, 5, and 8, man. I don't know who did that, man. I'm looking.
Y'all helping me out, man. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Ramon.
I just want to say, go ahead.
Real quick, did you hear the shout out to the 2007 Tennessee Vols here earlier on in this show?
Yes, I did. I heard you talking about your pops, man. And guess what? I remember sitting up on the stand celebrating because we knew we were going to the SEC championship.
That's right. That's right. So I was quick sidebar on this too. That's one of the coldest games I've ever been to. And I remember, Ramon, this was the fourth overtime. Kentucky had a field goal to win it. And it was Dan Williams, right? That blocks the field goal. It's Dan Williams. Gets his hand up to block the field goal. This was still at the time when you could take pictures with like digital cameras in stadiums. And I'll never forget, this was the era of college football when as soon as something big happened, you would see the lights flash of cameras taking the picture all over the stadium. And that night in Commonwealth Stadium, there's a whole lot of people that left that game in the stadium now called Kroger Field with a great shot of their streak continuing and not ending because everybody and their mother was trying to take a picture of the moment, the kick that where Kentucky ended the streak and beat Tennessee. Didn't happen.
Hurt them. Hurt their heart.
Did happen. And Will, you know what? I'll give them credit, Will and Ron. I give them credit because they've done the right thing. They develop a program. I said at the beginning of our season, if you're going to do it, like, look at what Kentucky's done. Like, they've done a good thing, but again, I'm not sold on it, and I like our team a whole lot better. Now, yes, I do have on my orange tinted glasses, but guess what? we're in a good spot right now. That's all I got for you guys. Like I said, it's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Okay, and today you walk into Kroger Field and you just grab him by the legs, and I'll let Ron Slay have him later on tonight.
Oh, you better know it.
I love it.
I'm putting them on the grill.
Ramon, thank you for checking in, my friend.
Get the green egg ready,
No
baby.
problem,
I'm smoking them.
Love what y'all got going on, man. No more from Hendersonville.
No more for Hendersonville. All right, 615-737-1045 if you want to join us. Chris will lead us off when we come back.
Right.
It's the Tennessee Tailgate Show with you until 4:30, and it's 104.5 The Zone.
Go, baby.
I'm sure by now you've heard how difficult it can be to get certain items these days. Yes, custom order garage doors do take longer, but Aaron's Garage Doors wants you to know they have several garage door options in stock.
for Kids. 1-877-CARS for Kids. Donate your card today. 1-877-CARS for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS for Kids. Donate your card today.
To learn more about our programs and to donate, visit us online at carsforkids.com. Remember, that's Cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877-CARS for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
VFL Ron Slade talks Vols with Brent Doherty and Don Davenport on the 3HL. Weekdays starting at 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
Vols and Wildcats coming up. Just over 2 hours, right here on 104.5 The Zone. Vol Network coverage takes over at 4:30, but we've still got time to get your predictions. 615-737-1045 as you listen to the Tennessee Tailgate Show with Will Boling and Ron Slade here on 104.5 The Zone and online on 104.5 The Zone TV. So, Slade, we've not had a prediction yet for Kentucky to win this game on the phone lines.
No, we have not.
If the spirit is moving you in that direction, this would be your opportunity to voice those concerns for a Tennessee fan or voice your confidence.
Hey, Will, and you know what?
For a Kentucky fan.
Listen, people, I am begging you. Do you hear me?
Slade wants to fight somebody.
Hey, man, listen, okay. If you're on Zone TV or anything, listen, I'm down on my knees. I am down on my knees begging you to call in and tell me why Kentucky gonna win. I'm down on my knees with my hands crossed, begging you to call in and let me know, man, because I need to know, because I ain't heard nobody say nothing yet.
That's right.
They ain't said a thing.
And Slade, let's go to the phone lines where Chris is in Kentucky.
Okay.
To talk Tennessee and Kentucky. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Slade. I'm your Huckleberry, man.
There we go. I'm staying on my knees, Chris. I will not get up. I'm on one knee. Talk to me.
All right, man. Non-conference schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Bowling Green.
Correct.
I didn't even know. Is that a school? Or, I don't. And then,
They beat Minnesota. So.
Oh, they did. Okay.
They did.
Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech.
That's right.
You guys were just talking a while ago about the ACC.
That's right.
I'm pretty sure you got beat by Pittsburgh, man.
That's true.
Y'all was
Yeah.
laughing about the ACC.
Absolutely.
being a
Correct.
conference, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Heisman candidate, too.
I mean, your two SEC schools that you won is, come on, man. It's Missouri and South Carolina.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Now, we go on a 3-game streak of having to play LSU, Florida. Now, we know LSU's down a little bit.
Okay.
But keep in mind, guys, Kentucky's leading the whole nation in turnovers. Now, I ain't saying that's a good thing. But I'm saying think about the scores of these games minus these turnovers and the point differential.
Yep.
And
Totally
the
agree.
potential that, the potential difference in scoring margin.
Okay.
I mean, if you guys watch these games, these boys are playing hard.
Oh, without
And they could be
question.
blowing some of these teams out. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong on this one, but I think we scored more points of any SEC team against Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we still got beat. By 17,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm pretty sure we would not have got doubled up by Alabama.
Yeah. Y'all fought.
You know what I mean?
Y'all fought. Like,
Slade, what do you think?
This is my thing. To answer your questions, listen, y'all are ranked top 25. We are the underdog coming into this. Like, I'm giving y'all props. I'm saying anybody in the ACC would love to have that record that you guys have. I'm not saying Mark Stoops ain't doing a phenomenal job. Him and his staff are doing a phenomenal job of recruiting, what he's built up there, and everything. All I'm saying is pick to finish second last in the SEC East. And now here we are as a 0.5 underdog. It's got to be something wrong somewhere is all I'm saying. Like, this should be not even any question. And that's why I was saying I want the Kentucky fans to call in, because it shouldn't even be a question whether y'all were about to handle Tennessee or not. I don't think this should be a coin toss game. Do you? Playing with 70 scholarship guys, 31 under what it's supposed to be. Like,
yeah.
Do you think? I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I agree with that.
And in those games,
and,
real quick, hold on, real quick, and I'm
really
gonna let you talk. Hold on, real quick. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. But in those games, like we've said all year, when you got 70 now scholarship players playing against teams like Florida, Georgia, at some time I put it on the line every time. The war of attrition will kick in. And that's exactly what is done in the Florida game when we had the lead. Fourth quarter going into an Alabama team at Alabama on the road. It being a 7-point game, the war of attrition kicked in, and the depth took over. My problem is going into this game, you guys are limping on this time. We're coming in much more healthier, coming off a bye week. So, I mean, and we haven't been down in the first quarter any. So, I mean, the floor is yours.
Yeah, those are really good points, man. Those are good points. And honestly, no, listen, man. I think you guys are what ifing like I just did.
Right, exactly.
You know, you're what ifing with injuries. I'm what ifing with turnovers.
There you go.
And I think the betting line has gotten shifted due to that because I mean Kentucky's proven enough over the season. You can just set the line with a couple of turnovers built in, right? I mean, it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, obviously, after last week, I would expect a little bit more conservative play calling, getting Levis into the flow. Hopefully, you know, it comes down to turnovers, in my opinion. And I think that's why the line is what it is because it's almost an expectation, right? But I'm telling you guys, I'm going to predict, and you're right, man. Tennessee's had a great season, considering where they were, you know, picked to be. But I just don't see it, guys. I think it's a 7-point game. I think it's 31, 31-24, something like that. I think Kentucky gets a couple turnovers. I think when we what if the game after it's over, I think we're going to look back and say Kentucky could have won by a couple touchdowns.
I like
2
that.
or 3.
All right, Chris.
Hey, hey, listen. You're supposed to root for your team. You're supposed to be modest. I don't know what you're supposed to be, but I will say this: Chris got good points, and if was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Well, look, I mean, you don't take your biggest weakness and then take that away, and this is a much better team. At this point in the season, that's your identity.
It is, yeah.
The turnovers are who Kentucky is. It's like saying, oh, well, if Tennessee, had good offensive line play, wow, they maybe just have 2 or 3 losses right now. Like, but we're not going to do that because that's who Tennessee is. They're a team that hasn't played very well up front.
Yeah.
You don't take away your weakness and then just say, oh, wow, wow, great. Yeah, if Alabama had a defense and a good offensive coordinator, they'd be better than Georgia. Wow, like it's crazy how that works. Like we don't really get to cherry pick.
And you know what, Will?
Stuff like that.
I say, if you look at those games, man, who was it? Alabama, Florida. Florida, man, that war of attrition kicked in. Alabama, the same thing. Ole Miss, a Heisman.
It's what happens to Tennessee games.
A Heisman stepped up and played like a Heisman. In those games, the only thing I keep saying, and Chris, I know you said we're talking in ifs, but if we have a depth chart to pull from, I believe those games are totally different. I'm not saying this year, in less than 10 months, Hyper was going to go in there and beat Alabama or beat Florida, but they damn sure would have beat Ole Miss if depth wouldn't have been a problem. And like it's that's just what it is. Like Levis is who he is. Like he turns the ball over. Like you can damn near count on that for him to turn the ball over. I mean, that's a part of who he is. Just like you can count on Heupel to scheme guys open. I mean, that's just who they are. At this point in the season, you take everybody for face value. That's in any pro sports. There's nothing going to come into it and change drastically unless it's something like what just happened with the Titans this week and Derrick Henry get hurt. That's a drastic change. Outside of that, you're not bringing nobody in, and like even if the Titans if they wouldn't have got Odell Beckham Jr., it's not going to be a drastic change from the offense to all of a sudden, let's get this deep. That's not how pro sports work.
Right.
You come in, you plan the entire year to get to the season and stick to your game plan. You let out a little each week, a little each week, and hopefully you can counter to whatever they put out there. So Hey, man. Wait. I tell you what. You wait till this roster get full.
That's right.
You wait till this roster get full, and we're going to come back to the table and have that conversation. And I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. I won't be talking to no ifs then. Yes, I love that call, Chris.
615-737-1045 if you want to make your prediction for Tennessee, Kentucky here on the Tennessee Tailgate Show. Alexander will lead us off when we come back. We got another half hour before Vol Network coverage begins right here on 104.5 The Zone. It's the Tennessee Tailgate Show, and we'll keep it rolling when we come back.
Men, are you tired of relying on pills to treat your ED? Have you wondered if there's a better way? Edge Peptide Therapy is introducing a holistic treatment protocol.
On Saturday night. Just use bonus code Schaefer200 when you make your first bet. Get ready to start turning knockouts into payouts. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code Schaefer200 to win $200 in free bets if the champ wins. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older and present in Tennessee to bet. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789.
J-Mart and Ramon talk about this game on your drive to work. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Half an hour left to the Tennessee Tailgate Show right here on 104.5 The Zone. 737-1045 is how you jump in on the conversation. Will Boling, Ron Slay, and you with us here for the next half hour. Great to have you with us as we talk about the Vols and the Wildcats. Ron Slay's feeling good. I'm feeling like a Tennessee win. Our official score predictions are coming up in about 20 minutes as we hand the football off to the Vol Network coming up here at 4:30. But Ron Slay has made an ask of those of you that are driving around Middle Tennessee, those of you that are watching on 104.5 The Zone TV.
Yeah.
He has made a call. The bat signal, the Wildcat signal is in the air for Kentucky fans to tell him why their team is going to win.
And sound confident, and I'll repeat it. Let me repeat it, Will. Hold on.
Yeah, let the people know.
People that are not watching on Zone TV, or Twitter, or IG, anything, if you listening, I'm getting down on my knee.
He is literally down on his knee.
I'm out of my chair and down on my knee with my fingers crossed. And I'm begging you to call in and tell me why Kentucky will win. And I mean sound confident because, mind you, this is a top 25 team. And y'all, we just had a caller, Chris, call in with some great points. And I'm going to echo his points. Tennessee ain't played nobody. They ain't played nobody. So why is this going to be a close game? I need to know why y'all ain't about to blow our socks off. Please get it. 615-737-1045. I'm down on my knee. And I got that from Joe Clark. Lean on me. You ain't seen that movie, go see it. I got down on my knees. And I beg y'all to call in.
615-737-1045. Alexander is in Clarksville and Slay. He has answered your call.
Here we go. That's my man.
With a prediction for Kentucky and Tennessee. What's up, Alexander?
How you doing? Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Kentucky will beat Tennessee. I respect 24-10. Why? Because Tennessee does not play big boy football. Tennessee fans are like Dallas Cowboy fans. When Dallas played Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay barely beat them, they got moral victories. Tennessee played Alabama. They held them respectably to the fourth quarter, and then Alabama blew them out the water. That's what Tennessee fans are holding on to. What they don't understand is Alabama's a flawed football team. Alabama don't play big boy football anymore. They score, and their defense holds on for dear life. They rather beat a team 56-50 than beat a team 10-17. Kentucky, Texas A&M, and the big dogs Georgia hit you in the mouth on defense and run it down your throat. Their front seven hit you on defense, and the offensive line pounds you on offense. Tennessee has never experienced that. They played a flawed Alabama team that used to play like that, and they're going to find out when they play Kentucky, this ain't little boy football no more. You're not playing Pittsburgh. We're big dogs. Kentucky got the opportunity to get punched in the mouth a couple of times against Alabama. They're ready for Tennessee.
All right, Alexander. Thank you for the call. Look.
You want to get that or you want me?
Let me take it.
Okay, because I got something for it.
The definition of big boy football has changed in the past 5 years of college football. If you're watching college football in 2005, yeah, big boy football is I formation, run it up the middle, beat teams off the ball, and win games 9-6 like LSU did in the game of the century 7 years ago against Alabama. That's not how you win championships anymore. You're talking about Georgia, Texas A&M, running big boy football, Kentucky running big boy football. It's like, tell me how many national championships those teams have won in the last 10 years.
Let me think.
As many as you and I sitting in this room right now have won in football.
Let me think.
LSU was called the best offense in college football history a couple of years ago. You know what they did? They didn't play big boy, old-fashioned football. They threw it 50 times a game with one of the best quarterbacks in college football history, and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They ran around you, and they threw it over you. They don't have to run down your throat to be called big boy football. They beat you 60-21, and they were big boys because they beat you and they won the national championship. I'm tired of this archaic view of college football. Oh, Alabama doesn't do that. Alabama won a national championship last year. What are you talking about that it's not big boy football? Is the goal to play big boy football or to win national championships, Slay? You tell me.
I would prefer to win.
Thank you.
Now let me add to that real quick.
Thank you for the call, though, Alexander.
Y'all, great call. And this is what I want to add to that. If playing big boy football and hitting you in the mouth is the way you got to get the victory, against Kentucky. I'll say I don't want to play big boy football. I'd rather do like Mississippi State did last week and do an air raid.
Yeah.
And go 36 for 39.
You know who else doesn't play big boy football? Will Rogers at Mississippi State, who was 36 of 39 for 344 last week against Kentucky.
Dude, and it was 31-17, and y'all scored 7 in the fourth.
And 7 on a punt return for a touchdown, too.
Now when you come with, and that's why I said when you call in, be confident with it. And
he was confident.
And that's what I was going to say. You were definitely confident, but then we get to the essence of it, and then we got to break it down. And I don't think nobody want to play big boy football.
Jeremy Pruitt didn't succeed at Tennessee because he tried to just play big boy Alabama football. Yeah. Guess where that got him? As a defensive assistant for the New York Giants. That's where that got Jeremy Pruitt.
And in court trying to sue. Hey, man. Love the call, though, man.
I love the confidence. We'll take it. We'll dissect it.
So after that call, Will, let me tell you this.
Hit me.
After that call, and I respect it, I'm still down on my knees with my fingers crossed, and I'm begging you, please call in Kentucky and tell me why your team will win this game when you are not the underdog, and you are a top 25 team, and you play big boy football, and you have played somebody all season, and Tennessee, measly old Tennessee ain't played nobody. Just tell me, please. Call in, because I'm down on my knees.
Slay, all right, so I'm going to speak for Slay here. I'm going to translate what Slay's saying. You let me know if I'm right or wrong here.
Okay.
I feel like Slay wants a Kentucky fan to call in and make him a little nervous.
Yeah.
Just a little bit nervous.
That's all.
That's all you're asking for. Don't call in and just tell us why we're wrong and then just sound confident, but then we can pick apart your argument. Yeah. Give something for Ron Slay to think about a little bit where he's like, oh, man.
That's all I'm saying.
I hadn't thought about that.
And I'm asking Will, tell me where at one moment, the Kentucky fan called in because I respect you.
Are you sorry?
Yeah. He called in and he said, you know what? Kentucky's going to play big boy football.
They might.
Yeah.
But they might lose.
He said big boy football. A two-score game, so you are the only one in the nation, the bettors and everybody, that's picking them to win by 2 scores. If you, I'll tell you what, bet on that.
Yeah, right.
Bet on that,
right.
And then whatever you win, this how I'm going to do that. That caller, where was he from, Clarksville?
That's right, Clarksville.
And we'll be there on Buffalo Wild Wings on Tuesday.
Oh, we will. That's right.
Yep, 3HL will be there. So, look, me and Will will be there.
That's right.
Whatever you win, and they win by 14, whatever you put down on the line, you show me your receipt, I'm going to double it out of my pocket. That's how confident I am.
So,
see, this is confidence. This is confidence what I'm oozing.
Ramon Foster's still hanging out in the YouTube chat and said, if Kentucky's big boy football, then I wasn't a big boy.
And he said they beat UTC 28-20.
He said they beat UTC 28-23. They beat Missouri 35-28. They beat Florida by 7. They beat South Carolina by 6.
Oh, wait a minute. They're just big boy everywhere.
That's a lot of big boys, I guess, that's playing against.
Okay, I know what it is. Maybe they talking about the big boy in California that got the suspenders on that sell the burgers. Maybe that the big boy burger. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm down on my knees, and I'm begging you people,
all right,
please.
Let's go back to the phones. 615-737-1045 is where you can join us. Let's go to Joseph in Smyrna. What's going on, Joseph?
Hey, guys. I want to throw a stat out there. 81, 26, and 9. You know what that stat is?
What is that?
Hit me.
That is the Kentucky and Tennessee record between the two. That means for the next 50 years, Tennessee can lose Kentucky and still be ahead in this series. I don't want to hear it. All right? What's going to happen tonight? Tennessee's going to go out there, and we're going to win this game. The parlay is going to hit tonight because Alabama's going to hit too.
You know it.
Game number 6, Maxim number 6, guys.
I love
Take the fight to Kentucky for 60 minutes and keep it there. That's what we're going to do. Let's go get a win. Win.
Thank you, Joseph.
Baby.
Great call.
That's what I'm talking about.
Great call.
See, the funny thing, okay. All right. Let me, Slay, you know what? Take your darn glasses off. Take your orange tinted glasses off. Now, I'm trying to figure out.
I'll join you.
Yeah, take them off, Will.
Yeah, all right, here we go.
Why are these Tennessee fans, I'm playing devil's advocate now. Yeah, okay, now I want you Tennessee fans to call in and tell us what gives y'all the audacity to think that y'all going to blow Kentucky out. Like, y'all don't even think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
Like, what would make you think that way? Like, you ain't played nobody. You played Tennessee Tech. You played Pittsburgh just because they got a Heisman candidate. You played Alabama with a Heisman candidate. You played Ole Miss with a Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, who y'all done played? Make it make sense. Why aren't the games going to be close? What's going to make you blow them out?
I think
Kentucky ain't doing a good enough job.
The case behind Tennessee winning this one big tonight is how you felt going into the Missouri game as a field goal underdog, and you beat them. They're still scoring touchdowns since this show started.
Yep.
And the second reason is what Will Rogers just did in a similar kind of offense against Kentucky. He was 36 of 39 against Kentucky. Now, the concern, I think, for Tennessee, there's two big concerns, Slay, for me going into this game. A, the chemistry on the offensive line. Cade Mays hasn't been there. Right. Cooper Mays has been hurt.
Right.
Can those guys just snap their fingers and immediately pick up where they left off against Bowling Green, the last time all of them were healthy and playing as a unit together? I think Tennessee probably starts a little more slowly in this game, and it's going to worry some people, but I think it's maybe because the lack of chemistry and cohesion of that offensive line based on the time that they've missed. The second thing, though, I worry about Kentucky's ability to stop the explosive play.
Yeah.
They don't give up a lot of big plays down the field. They don't give up a lot of coverage busts.
Right.
They're sound defensively. They're fundamentally really good. They don't give up big plays in the run game. This needs to be screen pass, dink and dunk, Hendon Hooker, over the middle, slant passes. Don't go broke, make it a profit in this game, because I don't think Kentucky's going to give you the 30, 40-yard bombs that other defenses have given you this season.
Hey, now, I'll tell you this, Will. You just made up. That point right there, you can take that to court, and you know what I'm going to say? Judge, can we have a recess? That makes sense.
Yeah,
That sounds confident.
This is the first time that Ron Slay has been like, dang it.
Yeah, I don't know what to come back to. I'm sorry. After the last two games that I've watched this play, after the last 3 weeks, even during the bye week, I'm being a Kentucky fan right now. I don't know what to come back with.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we'll get another punt return. Or, I mean, like, hey, y'all. I'm begging y'all, man. I am begging y'all. Like, I wasn't this confident going into the Ole Miss game. You know why? Because I believed in who Ole Miss was and what they showed me. I believe Matt Corral. And not only that, we heard it out of Lane Kiffin's mouth.
Yeah.
When they asked Lane Kiffin before the game, what settles your soul? Like, what keeps you settled during this game? And you know the environment that you're in. And he looked and said, we got Matt Corral.
Yeah.
And guess what? He was right. Like, regardless of the refereeing or whatever it was, the people falling down with crap, the man was right.
That's right.
And Matt Corral paid for it. He ain't been the same since because of banged up and injuries, but he was able to rely on that. If I ask you Kentucky fans, what settles your soul walking into this rivalry at home and your top 25 ranked? Tell me what makes you settled. I'll wait.
That's right.
So instead of y'all calling in and telling me why y'all going to win, just tell me what gives y'all the chance to point at one thing, and say this gives us a chance to win. And please don't let it be that this defense that Will Rogers just went up against, please.
So in 2019, the last full season for Mark Stoops' defense, Kentucky gave up just 6 plays of 40-plus yards the entire season. Last year, they allowed just 6 plays of 40-plus yards coming into this year. In the last 3+ seasons now, including this year, Kentucky has allowed 40 points in regulation 1 time.
Yeah.
That's tied with Georgia for best in the SEC. And by comparison, Alabama coming into this season had allowed 40 points 5 times. You look at this season, Will Levis, his season high in passing yards in the SEC is only 179 yards against Missouri.
Oh, my.
He threw for 367 and 254 against ULM and UTC. Other than that, 102 yards passing against South Carolina, 87 yards passing in a win over Florida, 145 yards passing in a big win over LSU. 192, that's his season high against an SEC team against Georgia in a 30-13 loss. And he threw for 150 and 3 interceptions a week ago against Mississippi State. If this one turns into a track meet in Tennessee, they're running it, they're throwing it over guys' heads, then Kentucky does not have the answer. Kentucky's formula to win this game: hold the football twice as long as Tennessee does, turn it into a slog, and trust that your defense that doesn't give up big plays can take you home. One more break. When we come back, Chris, Tino, Spencer are on the line. We'll get to y'all's calls. We'll go rapid fire phones coming up next. It's the Tennessee Tailgate Show. One final segment coming up on 104.5 The Zone.
When you run a business, setbacks change everything. And online, they happen fast. With your Comcast Business Internet, you can stay ahead. And now you can add Comcast Business Security Edge to make your network more secure. It helps keep your network safe with scans every 10 minutes. And unlike some cybersecurity
president of NCA, National Certified Alarms. At NCA, we think it's better to be prepared than to be surprised. NCA offers landline security alarm monitoring starting at just $9.95 a month and wireless monitoring starting at just $19.95 a month. Why pay $30 or more for the same service when you can save 50% or more? At NCA, there are no long-term contracts, and there are no fees to convert to NCA if you have an existing security system that's compatible. If you need a new system for your home or business, we can install one for a great price. NCA has been locally owned here in Middle Tennessee since 1997. Call us today at 615-777-7NCA. That's 615-777-7622. Or for more information, visit us online at nca.cc. License number 645.
The Buck Rising Show. Weekdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
One final segment of the Tennessee Tailgate Show coming up on 104.5 The Zone. Great hanging out with you on this volunteer game day. Vol Network coverage takes over in a couple of minutes, coming up at 4:30 for the Vols and the Wildcats. Alongside Ron Slay, I'm Will Boling. Great to have you with us. So we'll be back at it again pregame before Tennessee and Georgia next Saturday. Make plans to join us for that one. Vol Network coverage will start an hour and a half before kickoff. As always, a 2:30 start next week means 1 o'clock Vol Network. We will be on at noon next Saturday right here on 104.5 The Zone. Slay, it is almost time for us to give our predictions for Tennessee and Kentucky. We will have our score predictions here in a minute. But first, we go rapid fire to the phone lines. Chris is in Gallatin to lead us off. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, guys.
How you doing, Chris?
Hey, what up, Big Slay?
What's up, baby?
So here's the deal. Tennessee is going to win 45-14.
Wow.
They have no quarterback, so we're just going to throw on them short and sweet, and then we're going to go deep on them.
Mm-hmm.
We got Tyon Evans back. We got Cade Mays back. We're going to go right up through the middle all day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Kentucky and it's Tennessee. I mean, the previous caller had it right. Like, when we lose to wide receivers playing quarterback.
Right.
That's what we do.
Well, nobody can
they're
plan
starting
for
a
that.
quarterback who's going to throw it to Alontae Taylor and Theo Jackson on there. So,
Right.
45-14. There we go.
Exactly.
Thank you,
Love
Chris.
Love that, Chris.
Let's go back to the phone lines. Tino is in Smyrna. What's going on, Tino?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing?
We're good.
So first of all, I want to say, Coach Stoops got that program going in the right direction, right?
Yes.
Kentucky's looked a lot better, right? We'll give them that. They've competed. They're fighting. They're not giving up. They're not going to fold. We know that. We had a caller call in talking about big boy football. We ain't here to play big boy football. We're here to play big orange football, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Rocky Top. I would say y'all go ahead and Kentucky fans go Google the lyrics to Rocky Top, but I think y'all already know it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
It's going to play all night long. Big orange, big score, 48-21, Tennessee. Clock it, baby, clock it.
Yes,
Big
sir.
Slay. Hey, baby, we've been playing big boy ball around Tennessee for years,
That's
ain't we?
all we know, baby. In losses,
That's
too.
all we know.
You better know it.
Man, better let them know.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
That's what I'm talking
Tennessee all the way. Good old Rocky Top, and I'm out.
Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. Now, that's confident.
Thank you, Tino.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the confident slave been waiting for
that's
from
all
a
I'm
Kentucky
looking for,
fan the
man.
entire show right
That's all I'm looking for, man. We got one more, Will?
We got one more caller.
Come on, man.
Our final caller of the day. It is Spencer, who's got a prediction that you're going to like, Ron Slay. What's going on, Spencer?
Talk to me, Spencer.
Man, good afternoon, guys. I want to tell you, this afternoon is going to be a blowout in itself. And I'm going to tell you why. That coach that Tennessee's got right now, I was skeptical at the start of the season because, man, we just went through some tragedy over coming off last season. But this man has came in prepared. He's getting these young football players ready. He has taken literally a skeleton team, gotten them hyped up, set up, and ready to play some ball. We win against the big boys, and I truly believe we played four full quarters of football. Kentucky ain't going to have nothing for us.
Yeah.
I ain't taking nothing away from what they've done all season, but it's going to blow the whole country's mind when they walk out of there leading by over 20 points. It's going to happen. Stand by for it. Go Rocky Top.
I like it, Spencer. Thank you for the call, my friend.
Yep.
All right, Slay. Prediction time for us now. The people have spoken. Middle Tennessee has rushed to our phone lines to give us their score lines.
Yeah.
Now it's your turn. What you got?
Man, I'm going, listen. They ain't going to play around with them, man. Tennessee going to jump out the gates, man. 17-3. Straight out the gates. I mean, out the gates rolling.
I like this because this is like a full game.
Oh,
prediction.
yeah,
This is
I'm
great.
building up. Halftime, they will have the lead. Going into the second half, we're going to run it down their throat, man, and that Tyon Evans is about to have a field day. Tyon Evans, 175 yards rushing on the ground. Tennessee win 35-13. Book them, Dano.
I like it. Ron Slay feeling confident.
Very.
And I'm feeling pretty confident, too. Tennessee's going to win this game. I think Tennessee is going to have to settle for more field goals than what they expect because I don't think Kentucky's going to give up as many explosive plays as some defenses in the past have this year against this Tennessee team.
Right.
I think it's got to be a good day for special teams. Kentucky's got a great punter. They handle that aspect of the game really well. They had a punt return for a touchdown last week in that loss to Mississippi State. Give me Tennessee 34, Kentucky 24. I think Kentucky comes back and makes this thing closer at the end. I think Tennessee will have some more struggles in the third quarter as it has throughout the entire season. I don't think Tennessee really feels totally comfortable at any point of this game, but I don't know if Kentucky ever really has this game in its grasp either. This feels like the kind of game that it just kind of, no team really feels super confident about winning it, but Tennessee at the end of the day, I think has enough on offense to throw all over this Kentucky team. I think they get the job done on the road. I think they get it done. Third down, Slay, are the key to this game. Tennessee's given up 18 third down conversions the last two games where the yard to gain was 7+ yards. But I don't think Will Levis and this Kentucky offense can exploit Tennessee's weaknesses. Give me the Vols.
There we go.
34-24.
Book it.
Slay, it's been a fun show.
Man, I had a ball, Will.
It has flown by once again. We are, of course, back at it next week at noon. Tennessee against Georgia. One shout out to Thomas on Facebook Live, letting people know first quarter money line has Vols plus 120.
Wow.
Seems like the lock of the day for Tennessee and Kentucky.
Click-clack.
Enjoy the game. Vol Network coverage is coming up next. Vols and Kentucky. Thank you so much for listening. It's the Tennessee Tailgate Show on 104.5 The Zone. We are back at it next Saturday for the Vols and Dogs.
Let's go.
So blatantly break protocol, knowingly break protocol, what needs to be coming down from the NFL. But first, let's find out what's trending right now. David Gascon, you want to jump in, I know, on this conversation.
It's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't I agree with a lot of it. I don't agree with everything.
Yeah.
But
you don't have to. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I do think with response
from the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville. Your home for Titans and Vols football. 104.5 The Zone.
Celebrating over 70 years as the statewide stadium, this is Vol Network coverage of the Tennessee Volunteers. Tradition lives here.
One of the greatest football traditions in the history of college football. The passion, the pageantry, the enthusiasm. That's Tennessee football.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson. Single wing to the right for Tennessee. Diving from the 3 to the 1. Give him 6. 20 to the 10-5. Checkerboard.
All across Big Orange Country, the Vol Network is on the air.
Touchdown, Tennessee.
And it's football time in Tennessee. Vol Network coverage of University of Tennessee football begins with Big Orange Countdown, an exclusive pregame breakdown of today's game with Bob Kessling, Pat Ryan, Brent Hubbs, John Wilkerson, former Vol Jason Swain, and a special VFL guest. Big Orange Countdown.
Sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance. Our agents are there when you need them. We're Tennessee's insurance company and the official insurance of the Vols.
By UT Medical Center, the official healthcare provider of the Vols. UT Medical Center, the region's academic medical center.
By Food City, the official supermarket and tailgating headquarters of the Vols.
By Axel Logistics, build your empire.
And by the one bank that's backed the Big Orange for over 25 years. First Horizon, the official bank of the Vols.
Back in 30 seconds.
104.5 The Zone's coverage of the University of Tennessee is brought to you locally by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Booze it and lose it. By CDE Light Band, Scoreboard Bar and Grill, by Heineken USA, and by Wilson Bank and Trust, Middle Tennessee's community bank. Nashville and Middle Tennessee's home for the University of Tennessee is 104.5 The Zone.
After an open day last Saturday, the Tennessee Volunteers back at it tonight as they travel to Lexington, Kentucky to take on the 18th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats. Good afternoon, everybody. And